Hello everyone. Due to us having a really busy last week in the autumn term, we're going to be finishing off the new term, starting the new term by finishing off the remaining lessons from last term. So today we're learning to prepare for writing a set of instructions by writing a Christmas list. I want you to think back to James and the story of the snowman from the autumn term. Today we're going to help to prepare to write our set of instructions for tomorrow. To do that, we're going to pretend that we are James and write ourselves a Christmas list to Father Christmas. First, we're going to need to write a short introduction which explains why he, James, has been a good boy so far this year. Okay, so here is my example. Dear Father Christmas, I believe I've been a very good boy this year. I've been kind, caring and helpful to all my friends and family. I always make sure I listen in school and help out those around the house. I've been taking excellent care of Bertie as well. He's also been very good this year. I really hope I'm able to get some presents this year. Here is my Christmas list. So I'm starting here with my, bit like a letter really, opening up with my Dear Father Christmas to begin with, making a comma, missing a line, then a very short introduction to sort of sum up why James deserves to get the presents that he's going to list. Right, moving on. My Christmas list. Now you'll see here that I've numbered these points as well. We're going to use bullet points for tomorrow, but today I'm going to want you to practice numbering the items. My Christmas list. A large green mountain bike with big fat tyres. Paul Millard in my school has one just like this. Number 2, some board games I can play with my family. Number 3, a new pair of trainers. If you have any in white, that would be great. Number 4, a new leather collar for Bertie. Number 5, a copy of The Squirrels Who Scribbled by Rachel Bright, one of my favourite books. Thank you, Father Christmas. I would absolutely love if you could somehow deliver me all of these presents, especially the bike. I've not been able to stop thinking about it all year. I hope you have a safe journey delivering all of your gifts to all the children around the world. Lots of love, James. In the example, as you just saw, I began my writing with the opening message to Father Christmas, telling him how much of a good boy James has been all year. Then we miss our line and use a subheading to introduce the list of presents. This is underlined. After that, the presents are listed. Tomorrow we're going to be using bullet points, but for today we're just using numbers with a bracket. The numbers are going to go inside your margin on your page. Once the presents have been listed, a final message to Father Christmas is needed before the list is fully finished. This is to give thanks to Father Christmas and once again remind him how good James has been. He also, really importantly, mentions what in the bike most of all. If you think back to the story, he was really wanting to get the green mountain bike. So make sure that is top of the list. Okay, moving on to your task then. Now it's your turn to write the Christmas list to Father Christmas. Remember, you're writing from the point of view of James. Now, we don't want, isn't going to be you writing what your Christmas list was. You need to think in character for James. Okay? Remember to keep your numbers and your brackets inside the margin and go to the next line after you've listed each present. I'd like you to think of 5 or 6 items for the list. Don't do any more than this, otherwise it'll be way too long. All the best and have fun. For Tuesday's lesson, we're going to write a set of instructions using a success criteria. So we're going to write our instructions for how to build a snowman. Let's look back at the waggle from from last term and recap over what makes a great set of instructions. On the next page, I have put our success criteria for the lesson. Spend some time making sure that you're ready to use everything in the must section. I'd expect that you should all be able to tick up everything in the should section too. And I'd like you to have a good go at the could section as well. Remember, the most important thing here is to make your instructions really clear. You might want to jot down the steps on a whiteboard first in order to quickly remind you. Make sure to keep a formal tone throughout your piece of writing and keep the steps simple. These are instructions for children who have never seen snow before, so we need to make sure they can follow them with ease. All the best and have fun, Year 4. Moving on to Wednesday, we are learning to write an opinion piece on Greta Thunberg. So today we're going to begin our first topic of the spring term. We're going to be looking at a text called Greta and the Giants by Zoe Tucker. Before we begin, has anybody ever heard of Greta Thunberg before? If so, what do you already know about her? Have a little think. Now that we've had some time to read the story, which I've also put on Teams if you're listening from home, what do you think is the main message that Zoe Tucker, the author, is trying to convey or tell the reader? The character of Greta is very similar to Greta Thunberg in real life. Today, I'd like you to write an opinion piece on her. You might be wondering what an opinion piece is. Here is the definition. An article in which the writer expresses their personal opinion about a particular issue, person, or item of news. I want you to share your feelings on Greta using the hints and tips on the next slide. The main objective for today is for you to show me that you can independently write your own opinion and give examples of why you've made that opinion. Let's take a look at some information about the real life Greta. If you're learning from home, I've also attached this in MS Teams. From what you've read about her, what sort of person do you think she is and why? Do you think she is a good role model? How about for children? Did any of her actions stand out to you? Which ones did and why? What sort of words would you use to describe her? Try to think of some really powerful adjectives. Here is an example paragraph. This is the sort of level I'm expecting from you from today. Have a little think after you've read it or after I've read it about what makes this really stand out to you as a good piece. In my opinion, Greta Thunberg is an incredibly inspiring young person and an important role model for all, especially young people. Greta is passionate about climate change and stands up for what she believes in. She has made lots of small steps in her daily life that help to protect the environment, such as not wasting water and saving electricity. I think she has made many of us think about how we treat planet Earth. Although some of her actions could be seen as inappropriate, like missing Fridays in school to strike, I think she has good intentions and it is obvious she cares deeply about the planet. Global warming is one of the most serious things to affect our world, and if action is not taken, it will mean the Earth may be in serious trouble as the years go by. Greta understands how important this issue is and is fearlessly campaigning for a better future for everyone. Moving on to Thursday. So our main task for the end of this 2-week unit is to have written an encyclopedia entry. And we're going to be writing an encyclopedia entry on brown grizzly bears. So today we're going to research brown bears and bullet point our findings. To do that, we're going to use the iPads to research, as our writing task next week is to make that encyclopedia about that animal. So, to begin, what is an encyclopedia entry? What do you already know about them? Why might someone want to use an encyclopedia entry? Let's have a little think. Let's take a look at a waggle of an encyclopedia entry about brown bears. Spend some time looking through. Have a little think. What makes it a good piece of writing? Let's discuss and add our ideas to the working one. So if you're in school, I'm going to be showing you how to best conduct your research on the iPads. I've got these links for you to use as well. If you're learning from home, don't worry about it. If you've got an access to any sort of the internet in some way, an iPad or a computer, I put these links in as well for you to use. You might need to copy and paste them into the search bar, but that'll take you right to the website, so no problem. All these links are really, really good and child friendly as well. Okay, so your task for today. I would like you to research brown bears using the iPads or at home. I'd like you to write down your findings in bullet points. Here's the big one. I only want you to focus on the introductory paragraph and the habitat sections today. We're going to continue more tomorrow. I'll now show you how to effectively make notes using website information. And moving on to Friday. So today we're going to continue to independently research the brown bears. We're going to continue to use the iPads to do this, and today I'd like you to focus on making bullet points for your final 2 paragraphs, diet and behaviour. Remember to write down notes that you think are really important that the reader will understand. Remember to spell accurately. Even though we are making notes, proper spelling and punctuation is still really, really important here. And you can use the notes and the websites from yesterday to help you with today's research as well. Have fun.